Hi, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Jasmina from Jasmina Prosodic Astrology. Thank you for joining today. I'm here today to talk about the upcoming full moon in Libra. Before I start, I just want to thank everybody for their support and everything. I really appreciate and welcome all the new followers. I had some great chats lately with some great astrologers, so please make sure to check it out. Uranus and Gemini with Katrina, Misuse of Astrology with Travis. So I hope you check those videos out as well. I think I finally got my weekly astro tips in order, so they finally look good. I have some technical issues as well, so that's been a thing. Um, okay, before I start, another thing. So I will be in England in May for Shifts Happen Too. This is the symposium that by Steve Judd. So if you are there, if anybody's there, please let me know. I would like to meet you as well. I'm also going to go to LSA's live class on May 23rd. So that's one thing. You can find me there. And I will be on UAC in Chicago in September as well. So if anyone is there, please contact me, find me. I will be a part of the social media team for UAC anyway. So I'll be buzzing around. Okay, now let's go. Let's go to the what we are here today for. So, full moon in Libra will occur on April 1st, 2026 at 10:11 p.m. Eastern Time at 12 degrees and 21 minutes Libra. So all the cardinal signs, Aries, Libras, Cancers, and Capricorns will be more affected by this full moon. And if you have any placements between 10 to 15 degrees of cardinal signs, you are definitely you're gonna feel it and see this. This lunation is part of the lunar family. Remember how I always talk about this big lunar family, 27 months occurring. So topics that happened for the new moon on the 2nd of October 2024. Uh, these topics are coming up now to fruition. It's a culmination. It's something that coming, to the spotlight. So think about what happened in the beginning of October in 2024. Also, I want to mention the Sabian symbol for those who like some symbolic meaning of things. So Sabian symbol for this is children blowing soap bubbles, and it's actually telling us that the best training, learning, and growing is through playing. So maybe the point, the meaning of this lunation is not to take things too seriously, right? Because it's going to be very serious lunation, and I'll share the chart soon. It's not the easiest full moon. It occurs like, oh, it's not that bad, but when you go deeper, it's not the easiest one. Before I share the chart of this full moon, I want to talk about moon in Libra because a full moon always occurs when the sun and the moon are in the opposite signs. So sun is in Aries and moon is in Libra. It's a relationship axis. It's always about me versus you, them. So it's like usually it's one-on-one relationships and dynamics between, how are we handling ourselves within the relationships and other stuff as well. So to understand that, because it's full moons are looking for middle ground, are looking for resolutions when like it's a win-win, not a lose-lose in general. So we have to think about what do we want to achieve. I always start with the moon. What does moon want? So moon in Libra. What does moon in Libra want? Peace, harmony, avoiding conflicts. It's all about balance. It's about fairness, justice. So these topics are going to be really, really highlighted, and especially because for this lunation we have the sun and the moon squaring Jupiter. So everything Jupiter touches is larger than light. It's bigger than everything. So yeah. Anyway, let's see another thing that moon in Libra. Yeah. So the thing is, Libra moons really want to synergy. They want 2 plus 2 to equal 5, right? So they want to make sure everybody is happy, everybody gets their own share of ideas and thoughts, and they always think, how can this be a win-win situation, as I mentioned already. It's also wanting to be popular, wanting to be liked by everybody, and sometimes they go beyond and over the top to be liked, to be popular, right? So it can be on a negative side. It's like, those mean girls in high school, the movies that you see. That's kind of a feeling, to get popularity. So that's sometimes a moon in Libra in a more challenged way, which I think will be this for this lunation. Yeah, so they can be also passive aggressive, not the way as Cancerians, but they can be like, oh no, how are you? Everything is okay, but then it's really not. So they're not expressing how they really feel, because any type of conflict, any type of disagreement makes them uncomfortable, unsafe. It's just like a protection, right? So we're going to think about that as well for this lunation. It's about elegance, sophistication, being profound, refined. Moon in Libra loves beautiful things, enjoys beautiful things, finds pleasure in that and safety, right? Yeah, so uh, they are is also kind of a proud in how they deal with situations that are not, pleasant, and finding the best solution for everybody. So they have this proudness of them as well, and in finding the best way, so that they can also go to extremes, to achieve something. They're a cardinal sign, like a believer is a cardinal sign. So the moon, they're usually initiating things. They're not waiting for somebody else to do something. So that's another thing. Yeah. um it can be, if they are unbalanced within themselves, they're going to have struggles and issues with balancing relationship with others, right? So for Libra moons, it's very important, and for this lunation in general, it's going to be very important we know, are we balanced within us? Do we have any extremes within us? Are we, are the scales tipped, right? Because Libra is about scales, right? So that's another thing. So if we don't know ourselves, and if we are not in balance, or if we don't understand where the scale is off, we won't be able to have a great relationship and understanding what's happening with others at the same thing, right? So that's another thing for Libra moons to consider. Yeah, so this is in general about Libra moons. I'm not going to go talk a lot about it, but I made some notes. I wanted you guys to see this, to know. The sun is in Aries. Sun in Aries is exalted. It's very strong ego, strong a sense of identity, understanding what you want and how to get it, and not being afraid to get it, right? So we have this uh, strong sun, and then this moon is all about pleasing others. So that's the conflict for this lunation, right? Okay, let me share uh, the screen. Okay, there you go. Okay. So this is the full moon in Libra. I set it up for Aries 0 point, like it's a world chart. So disregard the houses. This is like a world chart. And as you can see, there's a lot of cardinal fire, right? There's also water as well, but there's the most dominant element is fire and a cardinal energy, which is Aries energy. So moon won't be happy with that, right? The moon in Libra, it's it can be too pushy, too aggressive, too out there, and Libra wants to do it in their own way, right? So if something is pushed on them, they can also fight back with, not right away, but they will think about it, and do it later. So there's like a lot of Aries energy, as we see. We have lots of planets in Aries, and water. A lot of water and fire in general is like boiling water. So think about, you can get burned really, really easily by others, by words they say, harsh words, and saying ugly, nasty things really hurts Moon in Libra. Like Moon in Libra loves elegance and nice things, and so using just in communication, harsh words and unpleasant things. It's really hard on Libra moons to have that. Yeah. Earth, we are lacking Earth, so we are not grounded. We are in our mind, and especially with Aries and Libra axis, we often think about, it's about conversation, it's about expressing our minds, it's about connecting on a mental level, but we forget, what is actually real. We can be in our minds a lot, right? So we kind of lose a sense of reality and groundedness with this as well, because it's an air sign, right? It's a lot about connecting in the mind itself. What else? Oh yeah, so the most important thing here is, you can see the full moon is here, 2112, and it's squaring Jupiter. Okay, so they're both applying to Jupiter, which is that makes it stronger, and it's a square with Jupiter in Cancer. So whatever Jupiter touches, it makes it bigger, larger than light. It can be over the top. Sun Jupiter square, it can be overly confident. It can feel that it can achieve, like it's reaching for more than like chewing more than they can bite, right? That's what it is. Like, no, biting more than they can chew. I apologize, and vice versa. So that's the feeling with this. And then Jupiter moon is having these big feelings, um, being morally dramatic, and just thinking, feeling, that it's putting our feelings like out of proportion. That's what it is. That's what I want to say. They can go out of proportion. So this whole lunation, it can feel that it's out of proportion, and people are going to be black and white. Like, are you in or out? That's how I put the tagline for this full moon. Are you in and out? Because with this Jupiter, it's going to feel like it. Are you 100% in? Are you with me, or you're against me? There's like no middle ground. And Libra moon wants to have a middle ground, but this sense with this Jupiter, it's going to be very hard to get it. Okay, so make sure that you understand that things can really be over the top. Don't take everything to your heart, and understand that things are going, it's making elephant out of the fly. I don't know what the saying is in English, but that's kind of a thing. So if you have that in mind, when this passes, when the emotions calm down, you're going to have more sense into everything, and you're going to understand and make a better decision. So this could be a lot. This can be really a lot. Yes, the good thing is that Mars ruling the Sun is in Pisces, so it's going to water down a little bit, things a little bit down. But the problem is that Venus, the ruler of the Moon, yes, excellent. She's now in Taurus. She loves being in Taurus, but because she's in Taurus, she's going to want tangible results. She really is more focused on material things. If Venus in Libra, where she's also at home, is more concerned about harmony and conversation, but Venus in Taurus is not. She's about material security, material safety, bodily pleasures, indulgence. So she will want it all. In Taurus, she wants it all. She wants the love, physical love, emotional support, material support. She wants it all. It's going to be, and she's ruling this moon. So this moon has this flavor of wanting the results, wanting, what do I like? Then our needs and wants are going to be kind of the same, and what we desire and pleasure and have pleasure in, we really will want it right now and all for ourselves. So that's what I'm saying. There's a sense of no compromise for this lunation, no middle ground, right? And another problem is that this Venus is squaring Pluto here. And Venus square Pluto, and it's applying, so it's strong. As I said, the Moon and the Sun are applying to Jupiter. Venus is applying to Pluto. So there's strong, is it stronger than it would be separating. So Venus Pluto squares are power dynamics. It's about control. It's about obsession. It can be really intense. And it's a fixed square, so it's like nobody's budging. So this whole illusion, that's why I think this lunation is extremely hard. Lots of challenges, lots of things, are flavored with, it could be about control, about feeling over the top, reaching over the top, wanting things that are not realistic, wanting it all, wanted it now, I want it now. As I mentioned, Aries is about now. And they're all in squares, all the challenging aspects. So things will come up. Cardinal squares are about things happening, initiating, and they're going to come up. So this is not going to be like this is not going to be an easy lunation. That's for sure. I do feel that it's going to be extremely hard. Uh, yeah, saving grace is Mercury is in a trine with Jupiter, and they're in water signs. So there might be some sense in our communication of having maybe some empathy or sympathy in a way. It's very stretched because Mercury also in Pisces can be in a sense of denial, not being rational, and thinking things, like having this ideal vision of how relationships is going to be and wanting it. Like you envision this perfect thing, and then it doesn't happen. You want it, it doesn't happen, and it's not realistically based. So I'm not a fan of this. So what this means? This means that we have to push through whatever situations, things, or people come during this lunation in our lives. We need to make sure that they take a deep breath and not get involved. Uh, I know I often say this for full moons, but usually okay, if you need to release something, if you really feel that things are going over the top and you cannot handle things, that's fine. But I just feel that we're going to be so emotional. um, we're going to be kind of colored by this obsession, a control, having wanting it our own way. And I think Libra moon won't have the space to have a nice environment and surroundings um, for peaceful resolution, because so many things are going to happen. She won't have the energy or the time or space to actually handle this in her own way with grace. It's going to be a lot of pushing. I want it now. Let's do it. So sometimes you need time to think over and to make the best solution for everybody. And I think for this lunation, this might not be possible. Okay, because it's going to a lot of pressure is going to be on this moon, and from all the other sides here. And yeah, I'm not a fan. It's also opposing Saturn and Neptune. It's a wide opposition, but still. So since Saturn and Moon oppositions is also being doubting yourself, having a feeling you can't do it, that it's hard, which will be. So my kind of suggestion for this lunation is, because things will come up in everybody's face one one way or another, to if it's possible in any if it's possible, postpone any conversations or decisions until this is done. Okay, because after that we're going to have a lovely Scorpio moon with trine to Jupiter, trine to Mercury, when we will be able to converse and do things with more empathy and with more feelings. This is going to be a lot of push and pull. It's a tug of war anyway, especially with Libra Aries energies, more tug of war than with any other full moons. And it's about us not being happy with the current situations and relationships. And oops, sorry, Jesus. Okay. It's not just romantic, it's also business. It's one-on-ones with everybody. It depends on where it is, and I'm going to go for all 12 signs so you'll see it. But anyway, I'm not going to talk long about this. This is a really it's not hard, it's not easy. Let me just see a dial for a second, if this is going to be possible. All my systems are not working properly. Where is the moon? Let me see. Is there on anything on the axis? I think Uranus is close by as well. So it's like the dial is also flavored with Uranus. Yeah, which is This is 12 degrees, so 42, maybe Pluto as well. I don't have it properly done. So yeah, so it's not easy. It's not easy. It's a lot of things. Okay, let me see the map. Let me see where does it land in the world. If you're there or have connections with people from that place. Okay, so there it is. So it's Australia. This is the moon on the IC, which is more connected with family issues or things that you don't want to be seen, something that you want to hide, kind of. So this is where it is. This is the heart of it all here. Melbourne, Canberra, here in the middle. Here, this is. So if you're living there, you're gonna feel this more, or if you are have contact or family or anything in North Japan. So that's one way. The other way around is here in Brazil, Greenland. So Greenland is going to be a topic, probably something is going to happen with Greenland, like just in mundane world, but in Personal Hill here. So it's close to um, Salvador and this part of Brazil. Otherwise, it goes through the ocean, so that's fine. What is here? Do we have anything? No. Okay. Okay. So those are the places in the world that they're going to have more impact. And yeah, so Venus is going here. Okay, Venus, Pluto. I just want to see where the square is. Where is Venus? So she's not touching here. A little bit of New Zealand. And then Pluto is going through the US. So that can be a thing because Venus Pluto square, remember? So wherever Pluto is gonna because Venus is ruling this lunation. Venus Pluto square and intensity and power dynamics are going to be here. So this is in the midst of America and Mexico and all this. Yeah. So we can also see things happening there as well. But anyway, this is the most part. Okay, I hope you find this interesting. I always like to. Oops. Okay. Let me now. I forgot to find my wheel for all 12 signs. Let me see. Okay. Do you see it? Yes. Okay. All 12 signs. Okay. Okay. Let me see for Aries. Let's do it. I'm going to pull a card. Today, I'm going to use this deck, Business Astrology Oracle Guidebook from Catherine Hawking. I like this deck. It has a lot of cards and beautiful cards. So, okay, Aries risings. This is all about relationships, right? Oh, sorry. This is definitely about you and others and relationships. Mars is in Pisces. He's your ruler. So, what can I say? Because there's lots of conflicts going on with Jupiter here. So, the trigger, it's going to be family. I mean, maybe some things coming from the family members or partners, some pressures. You know, I think the energy of this lunation is people wanting to have resolution one way or another fast. And it's not possible. Sometimes, it's like forcing it. Like, yeah, it has to be now. I'm impatient, that's kind of a sense. And the pressure will come from the home place as well. Mars is still in Pisces here. So you feel a little bit deflated, Aries. Like you feel a little bit of lost or not understanding how to act. What is the proper way to do things for this? It will bring, it can be breakups, it can be resolutions as well in your relationships. But just remember, it's going to be everything's going to be larger than light. So it can get out of proportion. Which means that you might not, if you make any rash, impulsive, impatient decisions, it can backfire. Okay. So think about long term if you can. I don't know. it's going to be hard. It's going to be imposed. It's going to be imposed to you anyway. So, yeah, just don't do anything you're going to be sorry later. Okay. Ooh, but I pulled for you luck, fortuna. There you go. So maybe this Jupiter, because he's in Cancer. He's now direct. All the planets are direct now. Maybe there is a sense that you are just gonna get lucky and have, and maybe this Jupiter. I know it's a square, but it's a Martian energy. Square is a Martian aspect, and because you are ruled by Mars, you understand that aspect better than anybody. If anybody can handle square, hard aspects, it's you. So maybe there's because you know how to handle these situations. Maybe there's luck within that. Maybe there's some fortuna coming your way. Maybe you're gonna release some people. Maybe you're gonna finally get clarity on something that was bothering you. But I would wait to make some decisions until Mars goes into Aries, and Mars will go into Aries in April, on April 9th. So just 9 days after this, Mars enters Aries, and I think you're gonna have more stamina, more willpower to actually act and do things. So release what you need to release. Don't get your buttons get pushed. But yeah, I think there's luck going your way. Maybe I like that. I like that. Okay, Taurus. Okay, so Venus is now in Taurus, right? Okay. So good things. Venus is in Taurus. She's entering Taurus just 2 days before this full moon. So definitely that's a good omen for you, Taurus, because it's about you're gonna definitely be more attractive to others. Okay, and things are you're gonna have more luck and prosperity and abundance in a sense with Venus in Taurus. Yeah, you're gonna feel good about yourself, so you're gonna find some pleasures, doing things that you like. This lunation is in your health axis, which suggests to me that there might be some issues with Jupiter here. There might be some just issues with everyday things that you cannot find easy. Okay. This is about, moon is here. Moon is under a lot of pressure, and this is so what's your health, what's your work, everyday things that you do, co-workers. If you go to work, think about co-workers and just pressures from every day, finding the balance to balance your life. Okay, I think what you especially with Venus and squaring Pluto, this is it's a sense that you want so many things, you desire, you feel that you need so many things, and you just cannot balance everything out to make it happen as you would like to. So that's the pressure I feel, and it can then um, you can see it in your health problems, right? So take some rest, find try to, now that you know that this is happening, don't get into arguments at work, because Jupiter is here in the third house, so the words can be over the top, and it can be, Pluto is here in the 10th house squaring Venus. So there is I think there's a work situation that just balancing your obligations and expectations with realistically what you really want to do, because you don't maybe have a physical energy to do it. You just don't, maybe you don't feel that you have physical energy to do everything, and finding the balance between your everyday obligations and your physical energy, because you just want to have some pleasures and enjoy yourself. With Venus in Taurus coming in your house, you want to get a massage, a facial, do something. So maybe you can do this, because it's about having a balance and relaxing your body and mental health to do these things. I think I would suggest it, instead of thinking, oh, I cannot do this. Pamper yourself a little bit to release the tension from your body. So massages, saunas, especially with Venus square Pluto, it's about saunas and purifying, detoxifying yourself. Yeah, so I think that's going to be a great maybe solution for you for this lunation. Yeah, pamper yourself a little bit. I think that's going to be a good idea. Yeah, I think things might feel over the top. Oops, let me see. Hmm. The 10th house, recognition. See, maybe you want to be recognized. And because this is like a T square here, it's a hard aspect. You have opposition and two squares. It's one of the hardest aspects, formations in astrology. They say that the releasing point is in an opposite sign here, which is a Capricorn, which is 10th house. So maybe there is a releasing thing in being recognized for what you do without maybe this is see maybe it's another good thing that you can maybe find a oh, it's not in the 10th house, it's in the ninth. See, my brain. Anyway, so the Capricorn is the 10th house in general, but the release point is in your ninth house here, which is maybe booking a travel or a spa or going somewhere, maybe booking a trip. Okay. um yes, recognition and being recognized for who you are, but this is the relation, the release point is in the ninth house. So that's what it is. The 10th house can be being feeling recognized in everyday life, what you contribute to people, and maybe feeling respected for what you do. Anyway, that's what I mean. So just take a massage, go on a spa. Taurus, that's would be my recommendation. Recommendation. I think you need physical physical release of pressure, physical pressure release. Yeah. Okay. Geminis. Okay, let's see what's happening. Yeah. Mercury is still in Pisces for you. So, Geminis. This is actually, this can work in your favor. Here, this can work in your favor. Because you're very adaptable and you can kind of wait or go with the flow in a sense. Mercury is still in Pisces, so there is there is a sense that you can just go with and accept what's happening from others and not question it, not not going into arguments, just letting it go and do your own stuff. Geminis anyway do what they want. They like their freedom. They like to do what they want. So pressure is coming from this is under pressure. This moon. This is from your kids if you have them, or from romantic endeavors, or maybe if you're single from dating. You just this could be a situation that you um, maybe have more expectations that what realistically is happening. And Mercury until it goes to Aries, and Mercury will go to Aries, I think, on April 14th. Let me see. Yeah, that's right. Until April 14th, you are still going to be a little bit confused. It's clearing the shadow. It's, it was a tough Mercury retrograde in Pisces for you. Lots of things were happening. So maybe for this lunation, you are comfortable with Libra energy. You understand the connections and wanting to meet people, and especially the fifth house. It's a lovely moon, actually, right? It's a moon. Moon is happy here to connect with others, to flirt. It's about flirting and taking things lightly. The problem is with the opposition to Sun and square with Jupiter and with Venus Pluto square ruling this moon. This moon will want more than just flirtation. It will take things seriously. Like, are you, as again, are you in or not? Like, is this something like you want to, this is a formation that will ask from you to label things. To say like, oh yeah, I want to know. Are we in a serious relationship? Are we just dating? Is this, what is it? Like, you might want to put a label on your relationships, and this is not the time. You still have to let it go. You still have to kind of enjoy the moment without labeling it, without defining what it is yet. Okay, but the pressure will be there, either from others, maybe from your friends. Maybe you're dating somebody and your friends are like, come on, is that person serious? Are they just messing with you? You have to make a decision. You have to do something about it. You know how people around you sometimes, and I don't think it's time yet. So whenever you involved, whatever is happening, it can be also a decision with your kids, or with this dating, or just with your creative projects. Maybe you're pushing, you're forcing it. You want to get things done. You want to launch things. You want to make things happen. Not yet. Maybe you can even spend too much money. Jupiter is in the second house. You might spend so much money on some things, and then nothing happens out of it, and you're going to be then miserable later. Okay. Venus is squaring Pluto. Venus wants control here. Venus wants to have it all, right? But it's not time yet for you, Geminis, to have it all. Okay, so I highly suggest that you take it easy, take it slowly until mid-April, when things are going to get more clearer, more faster, more assertive, more resolution oriented. There you go. I pulled the eighth house. Evolution. Look at this phoenix rising. I like that. Eighth house evolution. So there is a sense with this Venus Pluto square of of having the eighth house moment of having this intensity on, as I said, wanting to know where we are, what is the stage of my life, who am I, what are the relationship, what is happening, right? But you're still in the process, because eighth house, it's a Scorpio, it's a process, it's not something that comes overnight. So it's still not done, it's still in the process. And Mercury still doesn't have clear thinking, doesn't still know what he wants as your ruler. So I would suggest that you enjoy things, take it easy, and don't push yourselves, or don't get pushed by others to make some resolutions at the moment. Okay, not time. Just tell them it's still in process, it's in process, it's coming, it's coming. You don't have to make a decision now, nobody can force you for it. Okay. Oh, hi Star Soul Medica, welcome, nice to see you. Oh, I love when people say hi. Yeah, if anybody has any questions, if you tell me, what is your situation, if you want to share some of your stories, please do. Okay. Cancer rising. Okay. Oh, oops. It can be hard. I don't think this is just the easiest. Yeah, especially for cardinal signs, right? So I think this is going to be, for Cancer, is going to be expectations from them, right? Because big people, other people, especially from home and work, are going to expect a lot from you. This is this everything is on you. Like, oh, you can, family situation is now, so family might put pressure on you. You're working too much, you're taking, we want to be taken care of, we want to be priority. Remember, it's about balance, and I don't think we're going to get balance for this lunation. So they're going to say, like, oh, are you in 100%, are you not? The feeling of this whole full moon is about, you're either with me or against me, which Libra moon doesn't like, this resolute black or white, yes or no situations. But this lunation is telling me that it's going to be like that. So this is going to affect your family, your work, your even your managers, pressures from your obligations. But remember, we have Saturn there, here. I'm sorry, we have Saturn. We have Saturn here as well, and Neptune, and there's a bunch of stuff going here as well. So this is coming from your manager or somebody superior. Even if you're self-employed, this is the expectations from the world, what they expect you to do, what they expect from you to showcase yourself, and what they want from you, and from family. So not an easy one, especially you are ruled by this moon. So you're going to feel that you want to find some peace, you want to find some harmony, you want to find a middle ground. But like, there's like, everybody's pulling you, pushing you, and they're not willing to make any changes, that they're not willing to make to meet you halfway. And then it's pressure is on you to make a decision. Yeah, it's not gonna be easy for you, Cancers. I do really expect this. Yeah, think about what happened in as I mentioned, in October 2024 with the new moon that was happening for this. Things might come up now, make sure, if try to find a way for people to tell them, okay, give me a week, give me a few days to think about it. Don't, because you want to, you have this motherly tendency to kind of care of situations right away, and won't make anybody, you want everybody to be fed and warm, and and sometimes you can't do it, right? You cannot do it, and sometimes people need to take care of themselves and make sure that they, you can't take care of everybody in the world, right? Okay. This is what I pulled for you. It's medium coeli, MC, the path of least resistance. So this is the path you need to take. What is the path of, because you're gonna have resistance from both sides, family obligations and work and managers. So take because MC midheaven is something that you this is where your success is. It's one of the three showcasing of success in your life. Okay, so think about yourself and how can you, like, you have to kind of put yourself first. This is what it tells me. You have to put yourselves first and go towards the path of least resistance, and pray for the best. I mean, Jupiter in the first house can bring you some benefits, right? So although the people may have also expectations from you, the squares are not easy, but maybe the wisdom from past experiences can help you find a way to resolution for this relation. Okay, Leos, let's see what's happening for you. Leos, the thing is, you are ruled by the sun. Sun is in Aries, so you are uh, uh, extra confident this month, right? Each month when the sun changes sign, you as Leo, you change how you approach life in a sense, right? So this month when the sun is in Aries, you are very confident in yourself, and with being overly confident. Remember, Jupiter is squaring it. I mentioned you can feel overly confident, especially in the communication. So I think the words that you're saying and the message you're communicating to others may be misunderstood, or you might seem more arrogant or more overly confident than you would usually be, pushing your way, pushing things to be your way. Okay. So just yes, you need to think about yourself and what is the best for you. I understand, but in this, maybe just the way you said it, the way you say things is going to be very important this time. This is about expressing your message. Like, this is also because this is about siblings and neighbors and your local people. So there's like people in your local community that you might feel that you are competing with for some reason, or with siblings. I think there's a sense of competition, and the sense that you want to win, and this Libra moon is not letting you, in a sense, just win for without cause. So yeah, I would also make sure that your car and vehicles are in order, because they can be, like, there can be some kind of issues with your transportation devices at home. Um, yeah, this can be very hard if overly confidence and pride gets the first position. Then you don't see anything from it. So you're gonna just take a step back, and think what you want to achieve. What is the goal? It's sometimes it's not about being right. It's about getting what you want. Okay, so I think this will be a lot of about this is arguments as well. These are arguments. This is the third and ninth house. It's about saying, oh no, my right is the only right, with the sun in the ninth. It can be our own, our belief system. Only what we believe in is the correct way. It's in Aries. It's very, this could be really, really tough on you, Leos, in the sense that this is the only right thing, and you're not kind of listening. You're pushing it too hard. You want to be the best. You want to be, you don't want to be seen as somebody who is not the best or second best or something. Think about what you want to achieve. Don't think about being right. Doesn't mean getting what you want. So that's important thing to think about for this lunation. As I mentioned, for everybody, don't make I don't think we can make a rational decision. This is not the Libra way. The Libra wants to do it, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be really controlling. It's going to be thinking of, with Venus square Pluto, about having the control, and having, it can be very lonely. Leos, it can be very lonely situation. Yes, you're right, but then at the end, you nobody wants to play with you, kind of a thing, right? And as I mentioned, the Sabian symbol for this nation is children blowing soap bubbles. So training, um, so learning through play. So don't take it seriously, because this whole nation is taking things to way out of proportion, way too serious, making something out of nothing, and not focusing on the end goal and what's really important, and what you really want to achieve. Okay, let's see, what did I got for you? Juno, commitment. See, so sometimes, because if you're committed to something, even if the things get tough, you just don't go roaring, and you don't leave, right? You stay there, and you try to find a way to work despite maybe situations that are not aligned with your line of thought. Okay, but if you're committed to somebody, if you promise something, you need to stick with it, kind of. Okay, that's what I'm feeling with this for you, Leos. Okay, Virgos. Okay, let's see. Okay, Pisces. Yeah. Okay. What can I tell you? This is all about money. This is going to be about finding the solution, um, because the moon is in the second house. It's about your need to make money. It's about how what you feel that you need, um, how much money you need to get everything that you want. And because needs and wants are together for this lunation, we actually feel that we need more that we actually do with this. Okay, this is especially with material things. This is especially with having money, um, because the sun is in the partners, in the joint money here. So and Mercury is your ruler, is in the seventh house with the partners. There's kind of like a partner having more of a say than you would like to regarding finances. So this could be kind of a struggle for you. Like, remember Venus squaring Pluto, so having a control, so not having a sense that you are controlling your finances, with other people having too much of a say regarding how you make money, how you save money, how you invest money, what do you do with your money, what do you do with your possessions. Lots of things are happening. You feel like it's in other people's hands and that you're losing it, and then you want to be, it's going to be like, you wanted to reclaim control again with the money. So I do feel that this could be all about money talk. And because Venus is in Taurus ruling this, it's about financial security and having enough material uh, possessions and money in general to feel secure. And I think this might be shaken up a little bit, which I understand, especially if you are maybe self-employed and money is not coming steadily, and then you depend on your partner's income, um, to get things that you want. It can be, feeling out of control. So that can be a sense as well. And maybe you need to let go of some of the things that you feel that you need, or maybe you want to reevaluate your possessions, or see what maybe you want to rebudget your stuff. Or it's a tax season here, so it's a good time to kind of do your taxes, and then see what can you change in the next period or something, right? It's coming. I think it's all about money talk and issues. And I'm, as a Virgo rising, I can see it for myself as well. There is a lot of thinking, how much money I make, how much money my partner makes, what do we want to, how we want to spend money together as a couple, as a family. And then there's always things, in any relationships is, you have, your own needs, how you spend money for yourself, how do you spend money on other people, how do you spend money on family, if you have kids and stuff like that. So there's always talk about that. And because the sun is in the eighth house, money is like a taboo topic, nobody likes to talk about it. But this might put some things in the light, and maybe there's some talk that you need to discuss. But remember, it's larger than light, it's over proportion, so you might feel that things are like over drastically over, or this is done, I can't do it. But it's not. Remember, this is going to be very dramatic lunation, very challenging, and it can be bigger than light. So don't worry about it. I think just calm down and organize yourself, and then we can discuss it later, especially when Mercury goes out of Pisces. Okay, I pulled for you ascendant perception. So maybe it's just about changing how you see things. This is see how this she sees a reflection of herself in the mirror. So that's maybe the thing. You think you're seeing something, but it's actually opposite. Okay, I know it's a mind-blowing thing, but it's all about how you perceive things. Maybe you just need to step out of you're overthinking, you're over analyzing things, step back, and maybe you're to see things more objectively. And this will happen after the lunation, after the full moon, because this full moon is gonna bring a lot of stuff. So but these are the topics I see for you. Think about what happened in October 2024. Did you start something? Did you start something new, or invest money somewhere, or something that might come up to the light now? Libra, of course, Libra. This is all about you, right? This is gonna be really toughy. Venus here for Taurus and Libras. I mean, for Libra is the hardest, but even for Taurus, but for Libras is also the hardest because Venus is squaring Pluto. Okay, so I'm gonna put it here. Let's see. See, this is a square. This is an opposition. I'm gonna make it. I wanna highlight how stressful this is. See, this is how stressful this is. Your square opposition between everything, right? So for you Libras, there's a lot of pressure on you, and I feel that you're going to be pressure from other people. This is work related. This is your partnerships. Venus is squaring Pluto from 8th and the 5th house. It's also about it's about money, other people's money. How it can be. This can be related to that as well. Okay, having sense of control. Like I feel that you Libras are going to have a sense of that you're losing yourself. Like, what am I supposed to do now? Like everything is, you can't find the peaceful solution, so you feel so stressed, so under pressure, because you want to find a way to resolve this in the best possible way. But don't forget, you're a cardinal sign. You can do it. You have this. You have this in you that is 100% possible. To stick with. If you really know what you want, I think you can push this through. It's not easy. What can I suggest for you, Libra risings? What can I suggest for you? I was thinking a lot when I was preparing for this today about Libras in general, and Venus is in Taurus, so after she passes the square to Pluto, it's going to be much easier. I guess what I would suggest here is if you're aware that this is over the top, that this is not actually realistic, that this shall also pass, and if you feel that this is not a permanent long-term thing, or that you can just take a deep breath and wait for just tell people I don't feel well, and just take it for 2 days and don't because people are gonna this is the pressures coming from other people telling you you make a decision, tell us it's time, pushing you, pressuring you, and you are not ready to make a decision. You're indecisive as is, and now even more so. If you could just do a hooky and play sick for a couple of days and just retrieve and say you're not feeling well and then that's it, because moon is in the first house. It's about your body anyway. So feeling stress It's like you can take a mental health day off, literally, for this, because I don't know. I think it's a lot of pressure coming from a lot of places, making you, forcing you, pressuring you to make a decision, and you're not ready. So think about your health. Think about, there's nothing that urgent that needs to be done when other people, because I know you want to be liked, you want to please others, you want to tell them what they want to hear, but sometimes it's just better not to say anything and say, I'll take a rest, I'll take a break, we'll talk later. Okay, there you go. I pulled a sextile for you. It's a potential. So sextile is an aspect that you still need to make an effort to grab something, but it's an opportunity for something good. So it's a potential. So all these conflicts are maybe a potential for something good that might come out later. But don't force it. Don't um don't let other people force you. That's what I'm gonna say. So take a deep breath, take a couple of days off, literally, and then you can see this as a potential to get a resolution that will uh, help you grow and have better relationships and better decisions later. Okay, I'm gonna say that. I think that's the best thing to do it. Oh, hi, Candice. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining. Oh, my friends are the best. I have the best friends. Cool. Okay. Good luck, Libra. So this is not going to be easy for you. Okay, Scorpios. Let's see what is happening with you. I'm going to put the modern ruler, everybody, everything. Okay, where's Mars as a traditional ruler? It's here. Okay. So Scorpios. Pluto is squaring Venus, ruling this lunation. So there's could be, first of all, Pluto is going through your fourth house. Depending on what you have and what is touching in your chart, there's a lot of things going, secrets coming out, family secrets, um, hidden things, manipulations from family. There can be also a transformation coming up out of it all. But it's great to Venus. It's going to be definitely about having power dynamics within your family, with my family members, and this is going to affect your mental health. Because rethinking, overthinking, and stuff. Okay, because Mars is still in Pisces, as you're gonna be fun. You're gonna feel better when Mars goes in Aries. It's just gonna it'll give you more sense of physical energy. This is still like a dissolving energy, although it's a nice trine with you, so kind of understand this Pisces energy. But it can be driven by emotions. It can be driven by the environment, situations that are coming. So making emotional decisions, especially with Moon in the 12th house, with Mars in Pisces. If you make any emotional decisions based on how you feel at the moment, then you might regret it later. Okay, and so take your time. You are a great strategist. You're understanding the time as well, and that to absorb. You need time to actually absorb situation, to process what's happening, and on an emotional level. Okay, so whatever is happening about this lunation, first of all, with Moon in the 12th house, take some time off, be alone, get into solitude, and take your time to process what's going on and who is putting pressure on you, and ask yourself, why now? Why are the people doing this now? You're a great strategist, you're a great thinker, you are you know how to read people, right? So this can help you, but you need to be careful about your health. Sometimes suppressed things, if you don't express it, they can also backfire on your physical health as well, or mental health. So make sure that you're not suppressing anything, but take time um, for the pressures that are coming. Okay, uh, this could be a health situation. You don't want to end up in a hospital or somewhere else. So make sure that whoever this could be a crisis, as well. Because Venus is here ruling this. This could be a crisis within your home or partners, and then you're feeling, um, not good about just anyway. So not the easiest. Not that you kind of feel. I'm not directly involved with this, but when you go a little bit, when you scratch beneath the surface. There's a lot going on here, Scorpios, for you that can affect your mental and physical well-being. So Mars in Pisces is still kind of wandering around, and it's lost, and it's good that you kind of with Mars in the fifth house and with the moon in the 12th could do something artistic, to do something, read a book, watch a movie, listen to music, paint, whatever, to release maybe any kind of tensions that are happening around you. Okay, there you go, Taurus, Earth maiden. So you need to ground yourself in a way, because I think it can be a lot about how you feel and what is happening around you in environment. You need to find a way to ground yourself. So the best way to do it is just, as I mentioned, do something artistic physically, like whatever that is for you, something in solitude. Take a canvas, paint, coloring books, I don't know, whatever that Mars in Pisces wants, maybe a little bit of meditation or dancing or yoga with the moon there, something, whatever feels appealing to you, that you can um, calm your mind, and but also use your physical energy, maybe Tai Chi, Qigong, something like that. Okay, that would be maybe a good way of releasing this tension energy for this lunation, Scorpios. Okay, I'm going to be faster today. Okay, um, Sagittarius. Let's see what is happening for Sagittarius. Yeah, this is also going to be tension because you are ruled by Jupiter, right? And although Jupiter is now direct, lost being in Cancer, it's in your eighth house, which you're not comfortable with, in the sense that what is happening. See, this is we call it a friendship, creative kind of thing, but it's about being authentic to yourself, doing things from the heart, or doing things just because your friends want you to do things, right? So with the moon in the 11th, it's your need to be a part of a group, to be a part of something. But then if you're not true to yourself, how do you find a balance to still be you, true to yourself, within a group that might, so that's another thing. It's always about Leo, Aquarius axis is about being you within the group, or and so Leo wants to be on a stage admired by other people, and Aquarius wants to be themselves within the group, right? So they want the same thing, just in a different environment. Okay, so for this Sagittarius, this is another thing. So the conflicts might come from friendships, from some, because romances, maybe you are dating many people at the same time, or there's pressures, maybe you expect something from some friendships, because remember, this is going to be all about relationships. So what kind of relationship you have with yourself and with your friends and within the groups. There's a T square coming to your ruler, Jupiter, so you're going to feel under pressure. And the eighth house can bring some traumas or crises with this, okay, that you would really do not like. You like to be free, to explore the world, to have some fun, to tell stories about what you experience. And this is kind of other people, putting themselves in front of you, and not acknowledging you or not seeing you for who you are, and that can bring some crises. You remember, this is just maybe you can, this is also can be a sense of being overly dramatic. Maybe you just hear or see things that are not really there in your head or something. So if you have like a normal conversations with your friends, like open conversations, it's not going to be possible here. It's going to be a lot of things happening. Venus, in Pluto square, it's going to be a lot of push and pull, control, even obsession with something. So you might feel that you cannot even have a rational conversation, and with Jupiter in the eighth house still as a there's lots of things happening here. Okay, so what would I suggest? I would suggest that you have the great tendency to just escape sometimes and go without saying goodbye. and nobody thinks it's weird or unusual. So maybe it's a good opportunity as well. But there are going to be some. I do feel there's going to be some kind of crisis with either your kids or your friends, or um, with not being seen for who you really are and appreciated for it. So you know, I don't know. As I mentioned for everybody else, this is not a time. This I don't think we're going to find a peaceful win-win situation during this lunation. So for everybody, the best advice or suggestion is to wait until it's done, and then have a conversation. This could be things from the past that are over the top in the eighth house, our family traumas as well. you know so expectations with Jupiter, when the expectations are higher and larger than life, then it can be a real huge problem. People expecting something from you and nobody, for example, tells you, or it's something that it's unwritten word. Anyway, there you go. I pulled Scorpio, alchemist. So I do feel for you it's going to be something scorpionic happening with Jupiter in the eighth house. People expecting more commitment from you as well. You're not the best. You need freedom, and Scorpio definitely doesn't not only doesn't need freedom, it doesn't give freedom. It gives complete and other surrendering to the partnerships in a way, right? So Scorpio is giving 100% in all in the with the people they trust, right? So this could be a trust issue as well with Jupiter there. People, maybe you're not trusting, they're not trusting. Yeah, blame games with friends. Um, not the easiest. It's not easy for anybody. This one. So let's see how it goes. Okay, Capricorns. Yeah, all the cardinal signs are having this situation. Okay, we have Saturn here as well. Yeah, so lots of pressure definitely coming from family obligations and feeling responsible. uh you feel responsible for your family, for the workplace. You want it all. You want to be seen as somebody who is accountable, who has integrity, who is reliable, respected. You want to be, respected member of a society. And you know this just tells me there's a conflict between, can I be a parent, or have a family and have a career, or do I have to choose one or the other? That's the question that comes to me for this. And people telling you this. So that the thing is, Jupiter, this is the resolution. This is the square is coming from partners. So partners having these huge expectations of you and putting pressure. Remember, this is a very this lunation is a lot about pressures. It's a lot about pressures from others. Um, yeah, what can I say? I think we all. I think we all can do what we want within the circumstances that we are given, and knowing our circumstances. This is the Saturn. That's important to understand what are our circumstances, what are our limitations, and I think you know that already. You're very good with understanding that. I think what if it doesn't go your way, you can be very depressed. And because this is a T square, it's pushing back, so the resolution is in you. You know the best. Don't let anybody at this particular moment push you around, and make pressure on you, because you're gonna pop like a popcorn. This is a lot of happening, right? So you make sure that you know with yourself what you want, that you have your own plan. With Saturn and Sun here, we had this, it was exact just before this lunation, but um, Saturn in Aries is testing your courage, in a sense, is testing your boldness, is testing your authenticity, is testing who you are, your identity. And people will want to change this. They will want to mold you according to what they need. And don't lose yourself in the process. That's very important, not to lose yourself in the process. Yeah, there's a pressure from family, definitely, more obligations here, and expectations from your partner can rely, and there's this poor moon there who just only wants to get peace and harmony, but it's not happening now. So uh the best what the test of time is. You understand Saturn better than everything, and this is kind of a Saturnian energy, because this resolution cannot have be now. Okay, it's going to happen later. And believe it or not, I pulled Capricorn, sovereignty, sovereign. Yeah. So what does this mean? This is the solution is in you, and you can take it like no other sign. You can take the and have the responsibility, um, and take the responsibility when it's necessary, and take on your shoulders when other people won't. Okay. um, so not an easy one, but I think if you focus on long term and what you want, it's going to be good. Don't get into issues with pressures from others. Okay, Capricorns, not an easy one. Not an easy one. Aquarius, what can I say? I'm going to put Uranus as well. Where is Uranus? Oh, Uranus. Look at this. Woohoo! Okay. Aquarius, what can I tell you? Interesting, because the moon is somewhere where you want to explore, expand. Um, you want to, what you want to be comfortable with your beliefs and philosophies, and um, conversations here. Pressures definitely are coming from the everyday communication, all the emails, all the schedules, all the things that you need to do on everyday basis in the communications. You feel just tired of that. That's what I feel. And people expecting you, to communicate the way they want you to communicate things, and to people expecting you to align with their philosophies and their beliefs, and you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. So Uranus is still in Taurus, and Venus is actually going to meet Uranus very soon. Actually, yeah, not that soon, but end of the month. So, but they're still in the same sign now. So there is some kind of issue with breaking free, even financially, from your past. That's a sense I'm also giving. I'm also having, and then being hard on yourself. With Saturn and Sun in the third house, you can also feel that you are not heard. People don't hear you, what you have to say. So it's not misunderstanding. It's literally people don't care. Like in the sense I don't care what you're saying. Heard. Like, are you talking to the wall, or who are you talking to? So that's gonna be a sense. Definitely siblings, and neighbors and stuff like that can come up with this family situation. It can be right. It can be a lot of I'm thinking if these are your siblings and this is money from your siblings, the house after, because this is Venus is now there, so there can be some unexpected expenses or something from your siblings that come that is your responsibility at the end. So, for example, or siblings ask you for money and they lose it, they spend it, they cannot give you back, or neighbors or something. So, if you, that's just a thought as well. Nevertheless, Moon in the ninth house, Moon in the ninth needs to travel, needs to explore, needs to go beyond the everyday, and I think the obligations and the circumstances are pushing you to be there in everyday situations, which can make you frustrated. Okay. And um, as I mentioned, yeah, Jupiter, this is the health. This is going to be apex is on in your health house. So just watch out your health in a sense, because yeah. And the solution is here in just being by yourself or letting everything go. Just let them be. Do your own thing until everything cools off. Yeah, maybe I wouldn't. Yeah, maybe I just wouldn't lend money, borrow money to anybody. That's I don't know why I feel that, especially your neighbors or siblings. I don't know for spending money on your family or something, and then some issues coming up from there. Yeah, it's also squaring Pluto. Pluto is here. Venus squared Pluto. You're going through a lot of transformation currently in your life. You're going through, lots of changes happening. I think you want to be in control with the changes. You want to initiate them. Don't let other people push you around. So you need to make your own, uh, yeah, plans. Yeah, I know you want to help others. I know Aquarius. They're all sometimes misunderstood as a sign. They really want to help humans and humanity and people. It's about charitable work and volunteering and in general they really want to help, but then sometimes they can get taken advantage of. So I think that can be a situation here. So as I mentioned, for everybody, suggestion is take it easy, take it slow. Um, don't make major decisions and don't get involved, don't get pressured by others to do anything that you don't like. Okay, that's I think that's the most important thing, because we're gonna feel sometimes I think, remember I told you there's a lot of fire and water in the air for this lunation. It's like boiling water. It's just like, okay, I'll do it, just stop it, just you give in because there's so much pressure, you just don't want to talk about it anymore, just give in, and then that's going to be wrong. Okay, there you go. Descendant. Soul clients and mentors. This is the opposite of the ascendant. Descendant, it's one-on-one relationship. So maybe if you can find that one person, because you need friends. You're Aquarian. You need somebody you can talk to. Maybe the having somebody, some confidant or somebody you can confide with and talk to. Just having a friend these days can release pressures from other people. Okay, maybe plan a trip with your mentor or client. Maybe it's about you're thinking about clients and mentors. Maybe you want to see how that goes as well. Maybe a plan some kind of thing with the moon in the ninth to expand. Okay, Pisces. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Okay, Jupiter. We're gonna have Jupiter. We're gonna have Neptune. We're gonna put everybody, modern rulers, traditional rulers, everything. Okay. Okay. Pisces. Okay, let's see what's happening. Oh, you know what? Eighth house. This could be things happening with taxes or some paperwork or some kind of mundane things that you really don't want to deal with. You really don't want to deal with any kind of paperwork or any kind of situation that you need to that there's a pressure from signing something or getting a resolution, or this is a money axis. This is all about money anyway. Neptune is so close here as well. You have a Saturn here as well. There's a bunch of stuff is happening here that is this teaching you how to handle money, how what are your circumstances with money. But the moon there, what does moon in the eighth needs? It needs the depth of uh, it needs the depth. It needs to understand what's behind of it all. Money is so, who cares about money? This is a Piscean way, right? It's so, material. What is happening? But then what is beyond that? What is really kind of important? What is that connection? Um, this could be also about your partner's money and some kind of pressure coming as well from partnerships, and your partner's telling you you need to step up, you need to get real, stop dreaming, do some things. So that can be another thing. um, the really, I mean, there's going to be this, because Jupiter is your traditional ruler, and there's a T square. There's like a really hard aspect. And this poor Jupiter in the fifth will feel over the top. Maybe there's pressures from kids, money. Maybe your kids want money. Maybe I mean, Jupiter in the fifth is not a bad position for having maybe some fun and just escaping from everything. I don't think you're going to be able to escape this time, although you like the notion of escaping through creative things, through art, through music, through having some fun. This notion of escaping through that. It's going to be lovely for when people put pressure on you, but I think you won't be able to escape it. So my suggestion for you, Pisces, is think about what are your circumstances. Just think about, I know try to kind of ground yourself and be realistic for a moment. It's going to help you, because otherwise other people are going to make it real for you and you won't like it, right? They're going to say, okay, pressure. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the release point, is this Capricorn on the other side. So maybe, again, just having some fun with some friends or some groups, or doing something nice can really help you. Oh, look at that. The 12th house. This is your house. Hidden traits. There you go. So I think you do really would. I think most of you are going to want to escape for this lunation, because there's going to be too much talk about money and mundane stuff, and just things that you really don't care about, and have people having expectations from you to get real, get grounded. What do you think? And a dreamer, and always, as a Pisces, you always need to find a way to be by yourself, to recharge, to find a way to disassociate with the environment, to recharge your battery. So that's very important, and especially when it's too much pressure. It can be, you can be overly sensitive. You feel it too much. Instead of becoming a victim or going to victimhood, just remove yourself a little bit. Tell people you need time. This is a general advice for everybody for this lunation. Just tell people, look, I need some time to think things over. Don't pressure me now. It's a mature thing to do. Nothing will happen if you tell everybody, look, I need 2-3 days to think about it until this calms down. As I mentioned, after this full moon, there's a beautiful moon in Scorpio with trine to Jupiter, trine to Mercury. We're going to have more empathy, more understanding, more depth to emotionally accept things and talk about it with more empathy. So this is because this is a cardinal T square, lots of cardinal energy. People are gonna everybody's gonna want resolution right away. Like, we need to act now. But full moons, yes, release what you need to release, but just make sure that it's done for the right reasons. That's very important. And don't get pressured into anything. Pisces, find a way to recharge and find a way to retreat if necessary. Okay. Okay, I think I'm done. How do I stop? No. How do I stop share screening? It's a good one. They changed something. Oh, is it stop? Yay. I did it. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. I hope this was useful. I really appreciate everybody. Happy full moon in Libra. So that's Wednesday, April 1st. Everything else, if you want to subscribe to my newsletter, it's coming out in the next couple of days. Go to jasminabrozovic.astrology.com. You can subscribe there. I have like twice a year special offers for my subscribers. There's going to be more of those as well. So if you subscribe, you're going to get special perks. And that newsletter is coming out. As I mentioned, I'm going to be in England for Shifts Happen in May for the Steve Jobs Symposium. If you're there, let me know. And I'm going to be in Chicago in September for UAC. So if you please find me, say hello. If you want to book a reading, I'm also available. There's a lot of things I'm doing now: electional astrology and astrocartography. There's a new features along with the forecasting and natal chart readings. That's it. Have a great week ahead. Happy April. We are already there. I can't believe it. It's been so fast. Yeah, that's it. Have a good one, guys. If please like, share, and subscribe. If you need anything